Mother-in-law has lost her mind. As they do. This is not my story, but I am involved and I've been given permission by my friend and her husband to post this story in its entirety with real names. Ooh, the tea is hot today. I've known my best friend Kara, 30 female, and her new husband Mark, 32 male, since I was 18. I'm 31. Kara and Mark saved my life once upon a time, but that's a story for another day.
Oh man.
Is it Kara or Kara? I knew a girl named Kara, so we're gonna go with Kara. Kara and Mark got married in May and just got back from their honeymoon in the Maldives. Ooh, expensive. Oh, so you got money, I see. Backstory on everyone. Kara did not come from money, but worked her ass off to get to where she is. She is the chief of medicine at a hospital nearby and makes 6 figures a year. She's also the queen of petty. I'll allow it. Mark comes from money. His mother is the source of all this drama. He also makes 6 figures a year. He works in finance. Mark has 3 older brothers, all are married, and none have a relationship with Victoria, the mother-in-law. And she has never met the grandkids. Context! We love a little context. Now on to the story. Mark proposed to Kara in 2023, and our friend group was ecstatic. Kara and Mark are perfect for each other. Both have money, but don't flaunt it. Neither want to have children of their own, their life, but they do love children. Mark proposed with a beautiful 4-carat diamond on Christmas. Kara started planning almost immediately. They paid for their entire wedding on their own, so no one could make any input they didn't like, but did openly listen to suggestions. They chose a beautiful location on the other coast. Kara originally wanted a destination wedding, but opted for something local so my daughter and I could attend. Well, that's thoughtful. That's nice of her. Changing the whole damn wedding for you, honey. She chose me for her maid of honor, and our closest friends, Amber and Savannah, were her other bridesmaids. My daughter was her flower girl. Victoria has always disliked Kara. No one knows why, because Kara is lovely until you piss her off. But Kara was always on her best behavior with the family. Mario, Mark's dad, loves her. What I think it is that Kara also doesn't want kids and isn't Catholic. Ooh, yeah. I could see how that could be an issue for some people. But to be frank, it's not Victoria's choice. Victoria and Mario are traditional Italian Catholic from the country. Sorry, kicked you. Both were born in Italy, and still hold the traditional values, but Mario just wants his son to be happy. Wow, his name's Mario and he's Italian. Real original! Kara went to Kleinfield for wedding dress shopping. 1 dress for the ceremony, form-fitting, and 1 for the reception, flowing and girly. I was there via video chat because I couldn't jump on a plane and go. Everything was great until enter Victoria. Kara thought that integrating Victoria into dress shopping would help release some of the tension between them. Victoria wanted Kara to try on this god-awful turtleneck long-sleeve poofy cupcake dress that just, no. Turtleneck and poofy do not go together, I'm sorry. Like, I like a turtleneck, but it has to be form-fitting. I'm no fashionista, but I know Kara and what works on her body. She tried to appease Victoria. Kara showed us this dress, and she looked at me on the camera and raised her brows. I shook my head and said, "You don't want my opinion." Kara said she did, and that's why I'm here. Victoria, she's not here. She's too busy being a single mom living off the government to be a real friend and attend. I like how this is also written into the script. Silence from everyone, and also us. A moment of silence. Me. Take that god-awful dress off. I chose to ignore Victoria's comment, even though I wanted to rip her pinched little head off through the phone. It's not true, and I could tell Kara was starting to get annoyed. Now, Kara does not stand up for herself in the moment. She will wait and address it later. She moves. Kara tried on a bunch of other dresses, all pretty but not what she was looking for. I knew about a dress that Kara had been dreaming about since Mark proposed. What Kara didn't know was that the dress was there. Amber was controlling the phone I was attending on, and I told her to give the phone to the attendant. I told the attendant about the dress and confirmed it was there. I was handed back to Amber and the attendant went on the hunt. Kara got to try on her dream dress. Obviously, she loved it and said yes to it for the ceremony. See, that's a good friend. Even though you couldn't be there, you knew exactly what she wanted, and if it weren't for you, she wouldn't have found it. That's more than I can say for Victoria, who was there in person, and let's just say she was a Victoria, that dress is a little s**ty, isn't it? Well, you're a little s**ty. How dare she insult the dream dress? Kara is starting to get red. Victoria, Mark shouldn't be marrying someone who wants to show off their body like a stripper. Ugh. Does she want you to dress up like a nun? Me. Kara, Victoria, shut the f*** up. Silence. You could hear a fly fart. Oh, do flies fart? Yes, they do. Anything with a digestive system farts. That was kind of unnecessary, but I also appreciate that information. Kara, Victoria, I invited you to try to help our relationship. This isn't your wedding. This isn't the dress you're going to wear. This isn't about you. I love this dress. I feel amazing in it. Shut up or get out. That's on period. Silence. Victoria calling Mark. You won't believe what. Mark, shut up, Mom. I'm on a conference call with Savannah. I heard everything. Hangs up. Oh. Whoa! Epic. And this is how you lose a relationship with your children. 1 week later, Kara and I are sitting in her living room going over some things when Victoria walks in. Victoria, oh, you're here. Me. I am. I was invited. Were you? The sassiness. I'm here for it. Kara's holding onto my arm so I don't get up and slap the bejesus out of Victoria. I'm known as the guard dog in my friend group. Ooh, love a guard dog. Victoria went upstairs and grabbed a couple of things of Mark's and started to walk out, but Kara asked what she was doing. Victoria with a shit-eating grin. I'm taking this in case Mark considers my offer. What offer? Kara and I look confused, but let Victoria leave and we call Mark. Mark, hey babe, what's going on? Kara, your mom just walked in and grabbed some stuff in case you consider her offer. Mark, I'm not. She's bad crazy. Wait, is she like trying to pay you off to not marry you or something? Is she trying to give him money? Me, what was the offer? Mark, sigh. If I marry Kara, she's cutting me out of her will. Okay, so it is money related. Not a bribe, but blackmail.
Thank you, Cleveland.
Kara starts crying. You'll be fine. You don't need her money. I wouldn't take it if I were you anyway. It comes with strings. Mark, baby, I'm not leaving you. She can sit and rotate. I'm leaving work and heading home. We're going away for a weekend to de-stress. Mark took Kara to a spa on the other coast, 5-star accommodations, and they talked. I don't know all the details about how to handle Victoria going forward. Fast forward to the wedding, May 2024. Kara, myself, bridesmaids, and my daughter are all getting our hair done. The wedding planner, wonderful woman, but scary, came up to us to tell us there was an issue downstairs. Is the issue named Victoria? I went to handle it. Kara did not need to deal with this crap. Victoria was trying to get into the bridal suite to get ready. Not happening. The mother of the groom doesn't get ready with the bride. She huffed and left. Way too easy. Now I'm nervous. Oh, she moving in the shadows too. Bet your bottom dollar. One thing I should mention, I have a seizure disorder, but I take medication that prevents me from having them. Victoria knows nothing about my health. We're getting ready to do the procession. Everything looks great. Out of the corner of my eye, I see something shiny and white. I ignore it for a second, but you know, curiosity killed the cat. Victoria is in a wedding dress. God, another one, eh? I'm just so tired. Me too. Listen, if you're not subscribed, if I haven't hit 2 million or 10 million subscribers at this point, subscribe. Let it be known. You do not wear white to a wedding, and you most certainly do not wear a wedding dress to someone else's wedding, unless you are the bride. A big, poofy ball gown. Oh, hell no, not today, not to my best friend. Kara and Mark had security to prevent things like this, so Victoria wasn't allowed in. Ha ha. The ceremony was beautiful, and after pictures, I go with Kara to get her changed into her reception dress. I let her know about Victoria, and she gives me the look. What was the look? Was it like this? The look is something that we as a friend group have. When we go to the bar, the look is what they give me when I need to activate guard dog mode. I understand the assignment. I'm not supposed to drink on my meds, so I don't. So when I'm walking around with a super colorful, stain including cocktail, my friends are looking at me weird. I give them the look. And they nod. God, you know you're a good friend group when like you can have an entire conversation without speaking. They understand the assignment too. Kara and Mark are enjoying the night and I made my way to Victoria. People are giving her looks, but she's acting obvious to them. And her husband is hiding from her. I thought she wasn't allowed in. Why is she at the reception, bestie? Oh, I know why. I wave to her and I make my way over to start a conversation. I had a seizure. That's good. And started convulsing and grabbed onto Victoria on the way down. Drank all over her dress and we go tumbling into the damp and muddy flower bed. To Victoria, it looked like I was really having a seizure. Amber and Savannah rush over, concerned. Kara and Mark are unaware of what's happening. I'm tended to and Amber helps me up. I have a few scrapes from where I landed, but I could care less. Victoria has mud on her ass and cocktail on her front. Guess that pretty white dress was ruined. Oh well. Oopsie. It was simply an accident. Victoria starts screaming and Kara and Mark are aware of what's happening. Mark looks annoyed and Kara is trying not to smile and failing. Victoria, look what this did to me. Look what you did. Mark, you shouldn't have worn white. Mina, you know you can't drink with your meds. Are you okay? Do you want to go get checked out? Kara, Mina, do you need help getting to a chair? Amber, can you help her? Me, feigning faint. I could use help, thank you. I'm so sorry about this. I thought one drink would be okay. That's perfectly fine, bestie. It's a health problem. Can't help it. Victoria, how dare you? You ruined my dress. You're going to have to pay for that. I mean, not if it was an accident. Mario, Victoria, stop. Mario! Victoria, stop. She has a medical condition. Let it go. Take that ridiculous dress off. You aren't the bride and you've caused nothing but problems. Divorce! Divorce her! I know you're Italian and Catholic, but f it. Can you just say that you've married Satan by accident and the Pope won't have a problem with it? I don't know my grandkids because of you. Get your shit together or I'm done. Good for you, Mario. I think that maybe this is cause for divorce. I'm just saying. She's not gonna change. I rested after my episode for a while before rejoining the party. Victoria never came back and the whole scene is on film, video and photo. Kara and I laughed about them the other day. I must say, I thought I was rather convincing. And the Oscar goes to... Fast forward to 3 days ago, Mario is divorcing Victoria. Yay! And going to New York to see his grandkids. Yay! Victoria is still complaining that I ruined her dress. Mark and Kara are happy. Amber is now engaged and Savannah is still single like me. Yay! I'm happy for all my friends and I have been dying to share this story. Well, I've been dying to hear it, darling. Thank you for sharing. Great success. I need a bulldog like you in my friend group. No, we have a bulldog. We do have a bulldog. She moves in the shadows, but she's still a bulldog. Very well written also. That was very, very fun to read. Thank you so much for sharing. Female Mechanic 92. Mina, we love you here. But wait, we have an update. I have been given permission to tell all from the friends who didn't want to be involved in the post. It's too sweet a tea to be omitted. As we all know, Kara and Mark got married. What I didn't put in is that Amber and Savannah also had words with Victoria, but they didn't want their conversations recorded here. Their minds have changed because Victoria really lost the plot and began attacking them through text. She's done it to me too, but I'm not worried about it. Amber has informed me and showed me the messages from Victoria after the wedding. Victoria, how dare you let that bitch ruin my dress? I ordered it from Kleinfield and paid a fortune. These are the consequences of your actions. What did you think was gonna happen? Amber, you mean the wedding dress you wore to a wedding where you were not the bride? I didn't let Mina do anything. She had a seizure. Calm down. Victoria, she owes me money for the dress. Note how she doesn't actually deny the audacity to wear such a dress. Oh, duly noted. Exhibit A lack of denial. Amber, good luck trying to get her to pay for it. She'll fight you first. She's been dying for a reason to punch that pinched face of yours. A pinched face, eh? Like, is it like... What's a pinched face? Is that like... Victoria, she wouldn't hit me, would she? Victoria, I would punch you. Like, I'd hit you. I'm kidding. I do not encourage violence! Most of the time. Amber, if she didn't have a seizure, she would have knocked your butt out like she was in an MMA ring trying to win $1 million. Victoria stopped messaging her after that, but Amber is right. I just needed the green light to punch that woman. Savannah also told me about her messages with Victoria, and then I'll share my phone call with her. And the messages sent to Kara and Mark while they were on their honeymoon, which were ignored. Victoria, hello, Savannah. I don't know if my number is saved in your phone like those other awful girls. Oh, it's trying to get somebody on your side, I see. But this is Victoria. Mina and Amber's attitudes toward me have been awful. If you could please tell Mina she owes me $7,800 for my dress, I would appreciate it. You spent $7,800 on a dress, on a white ball gown to wear to someone else's wedding? That sounds like a you problem, Victoria. Exhibit B, a you problem. Savannah, that's gonna be a hard pass. Mina ain't paying for shit. She had a seizure. Back off. The number for Victoria has been blocked. Victoria to me was not nice. Victoria, you and I need to talk. Me. Who is this? Her number is saved in my phone. I just wanted to have fun. Nice. Who's this? Oh, Victoria. Sorry, who? Victoria. Doesn't ring a bell. Victoria, is this Mina? Me. This is she. Who's this? This is Victoria, Mark's mother. You know, the woman you fell into at the wedding. Oh, you mean when I had a seizure? I'm so sorry about that. You didn't get hurt, did you? I got some scrapes and bruises from it, but my doctor said I'm all good. Great. Look, you owe me money for that dress. Do I? Why? Huffing. Yes, you do. I paid $7,800 for that dress. I expect to be reimbursed. Why, were you gonna wear it again, Victoria? Me. Where on earth did you pay that much for such a tacky dress? Nice. Kleinfield, the wedding dress shop. Was it a wedding dress? Well, because that would be weird. You wearing a wedding dress, you didn't get married. Why would you have bought a wedding dress? Because she's a cunt. Victoria, I wanted to look perfect for my baby's special day. You're insane. Victoria, if you ever see this, I'll send you $7,800 for therapy. No, I won't. But it's a nice thought. It's the thought that counts, right? And a gown from Saks couldn't do that? Silence. Because I'm sure you are well aware wearing white, let alone a full-blown wedding dress to someone else's wedding, even if you don't like them, don't deny it. We all know you hate Kara, but no one understands why it is tacky and rude. You're lucky no one accidentally spilled something on you. Did you? Oh God, no. I had a seizure. That's a serious medical condition. No one can fake a seizure. Missed call from Victoria ×5. I turn off my phone. Kara and Mark got bombarded by calls and texts from Victoria, but all went unanswered. Are you gonna do anything about how I was treated? How dare that little bitch spill her drink on me? Why aren't you answering? Hello? Mark, my baby, please respond. Ain't no baby anymore. Tell your father not to go through with this divorce. Mark, please. Mark, I need you right now, and you're not answering because of that whore you married. She only married you for the money. I'm sure of it. Missed calls ×42. To Kara, how dare you take my baby, you f***ing whore. You better not hurt him. I think you hurt him enough for the both of you. For a lifetime. I hope your plane crashes and my baby survives. I knew I should have set him up with that good Catholic girl in our hometown. You mean a good Catholic girl like you? Answer the phone. Missed calls ×20. She has absolutely lost it. I hope she gets help, but I will be here in case Mark or Kara need a buffer for her crazy. This was very valued context. I am so pleased to hear all of this. Sorrows, prayers for Victoria. I pray she finds solace in God. What did the Bible say? Was it something like, love thy neighbor? My future mother-in-law ruined my wedding dress by attempting to try it on. It's beyond repair. Can I take her to court? You can take her to this court. Excuse me. I'm located in Virginia. I purchased a wedding gown that cost me over $11,000, then paid substantially more in alterations. Over the weekend, my future mother-in-law decided to attempt to put on my dress and failed horribly.
Why would you do that?
Absolutely not. Long story short, it's beyond repair and completely ruined. I also have a reason to believe that she caused deliberate damage to the dress because of certain areas that were torn. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. I mean, I don't know your mother-in-law, but like, why even try it on in the first place? My fiance doesn't believe that we're able to take her to court and recoup the money because it's just a... What did he say? It's just a dress? It's not just a dress, it's your wedding dress! Divorce. The wedding's off. I've decided. He thinks the cost of the dress doesn't meet some financial threshold to sue her. Yes it does. Small claims. You can sue someone over much less than that. I want to know if that's true and if it would be feasible to file a police report on her because of the more deliberate damage. I know it's just a dress, but this goes beyond the dress. It's not just a dress. It's not. And the fact that your fiance doesn't see how serious this is a problem.
I'll knock some sense into him.
Your fiance is incorrect. You can absolutely sue her for the value of the dress plus the alterations. If you can document that the dress is beyond repair. However, this is not taking into consideration the relationships aspect of the issue. So you really want to take it there and get some more practical advice on how it's going to affect your relationship with your future husband. You don't have a future husband, babe. I'm dead serious. Sue them all. Update to mother-in-law that ruined my dress. The wedding is off. Yes! Yes! Oh, this has healed me. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's awful. It's awful. But like, the whole situation is awful. You know? Hey everyone. First of all, thank you for all your sweet comments and support. I'm sorry that I haven't kept everyone in the loop, but the last several weeks have truly been trying, to say the least. First things first, the wedding is off. We are still together and remain engaged. But things are very, very strained between us. Hey, sorry. I don't mean to celebrate, but like they should be, because that's honestly kind of unacceptable. Even though it's his mom, like he's trying to just like minimize the situation and not recognize how serious this is. And that's not okay. The only thing that has really stopped me from leaving the relationship is that I love him from the bottom of my heart and I can see how much this is hurting him. I really want to work past this if we can. We're both committing to seeing a couples therapist. After my mother-in-law ruined my dress, my fiance confronted her by telephone and demanded that she help cover the damages to the dress. Okay, fair. That's like, he should have, like, yeah. She refused because she said it was an accident and said she really was just trying to help. Help with what? How does that help? Who's that helping? She tried to spin this as her helping me, and I quote,
giving me a standard to aspire to.
Let's see if like a judge agrees. And she's also admitted that she just wants to feel as young and beautiful as me. Okay, so then buy a different dress. The worst part is he believed her bullshit. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. Let's see if a judge believes that, because I don't. Quiet. That is such like a weird excuse, you know? There is no excuse for trying on someone else's wedding dress. Like, there really isn't. Unless she's not there to try it on and you have the same body type and there needs to be some alterations. Like, how did she even get access to that dress? I don't get it. Why was that even available for her to try on? At this point, after she refused to pay, I started pitching a fit until fiance said that we shouldn't jump to conclusions on the damages until we visited a seamstress. Fine by me. We went together and the assessment was that it was completely trashed. It is beyond repair. The beading in some parts is destroyed. The sheer back of the dress was torn to shreds from her disgusting fake nails. How does one tear it to shreds? Like, I don't get it. Unless it was deliberate. Did she go and like play some football in it? Like, how does it get this bad? I don't get it. When you're trying on a dress at a dress shop, you try it on, and if it doesn't fit, you take it off. How does it go from like, you know, the zipper doesn't go up, okay, I'm just gonna take it off now, to completely destroyed? How? Because if this happened at a dress shop, you would be paying for that dress. Hearing how badly my dress was mutilated crushed me, but my fiance's reaction at the seamstress enraged me. He kept minimizing the damage, hell no, pointing out how certain things absolutely could have been an accident, and he lied out of his butt to the seamstress to tell her that the dress had an accident when his mother attempted to relive her model days. Oh, God. Do it in a different dress, babe. Like, honestly, hell no. I corrected course and said no, that she tried to put it on without my permission, knowing damn well she didn't fit into it, and deliberately destroyed parts of it in the process. The real fun started when we got home and I told him that if she didn't pay, then I wanted to sue her for damages to the dress. He told me some BS about how the cost of the dress didn't meet the threshold for a lawsuit. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
I took my butt to the internet, posted on the legal advice subreddit, and Googled the threshold for small claims in court in Virginia, before printing all the responses I got and forcing him to read them. He conceded that she owed us something and called her, with me sitting there. Oh my God. This is insane! Like, even if it was an accident, you need to pay something. You need to pay for repairs. You need to find a way to rectify the situation. It's an accident, okay? That's understandable. You apologize and you try to do something to make the situation better, especially for something that's like a wedding dress that's irreplaceable. You know, you don't just wash your hands. If you mess up, you gotta suffer the consequences of your actions, and that includes paying for things that you ruin. As I sat there, I do not. He argued with her for all of 5 minutes before she broke down sobbing, accused him of not loving her, called me trash for turning him against her, and how could money be more important than her love for him? He soothed her. Oh God, don't we love a narcissistic mother? Like, why don't they ever apologize? He soothed her and told her that he understood, but I'm being super emotional over the dress and that it would help blow it over. Wow, why with you sitting there, babe? Oh, divorce. Right, you're not married yet. Wedding's off. He can marry his mother. She started blabbing and sobbing. He said that he'd talk to me. After they hung up, he had the nerve to turn to me and say that all he wanted was peace and to please just let him pay for the dress and let this go. I lost it. I screamed at him. I cried harder than I've probably ever cried because I honestly feel like he took her side over mine. I told him that it wasn't about the dress, and if he genuinely believed that this was over an overpriced dress at this point, then we need to cancel the wedding and his mommy could have a nice vacation to Colombia without me. We argued and, like he's been doing, told me that he saw my point. I told him that I didn't want her at the wedding. Shockingly, he agreed. I sat next to him the next day when he called her and told her that because of what happened, we couldn't have her at the wedding. I felt proud when he hung up on her after she screamed and sobbed and how he can't do this. I began to consider that maybe I was wrong about how he refused to stand up to his mother. That is, until I was on our shared iPad. Oh no, tell me. Oh, wait. So he's telling you one thing to make you feel better. Please tell me no. Please tell me no. Like, I'm rooting for you guys. I really am. I rarely use the iPad because I'm way happier with my Kindle, but I'll reach for the iPad in the rare event that my Kindle's out of juice and my phone is out of reach. While I was using it, what pops up but messages from the mother-in-law asking about the best way to purchase discounted flights to Colombia. I scrolled through the messages and he had folded the very next day, saying that he disinvited her for my sake, but he still wanted her at the wedding. Oh no. What wedding, babe? What wedding? Ain't no wedding no more. That he'd slowly work on changing my mind, and hopefully on the weekend of the wedding I'd be feeling forgiving and welcome her, and if not, I could deal with it. Okay, mommy's boy. I lost my mother freaking mind. I packed my bags. He was the one that ended up leaving to stay with his friend while I stayed in the house. The fight wasn't pretty. And that's where we are right now. We both committed to couples counseling. It is a must. I feel played right now. Yeah, you were, babe, but I mean, good you found out before you got married. Gets a little messier once you sign the documents, you know what I mean? And that's what he was trying to do. Play both sides, yep. We both agreed that the best thing for us to do is to postpone the wedding until trust is reestablished. Deposits be damned. If anyone asks, I tell them the entire story. Mother-in-law has decided to come between us in the worst way. Mother-in-law, for the most part, is fuming, trying to spin this into me being a trashy, greedy harpy that's determined to bring her and her precious baby nothing but misery. She sabotaged that whole thing. She only has herself to blame. That's literally her fault. Oh, you don't like it? Wait a minute. It's the consequences of my actions. She tried to come to our house several times to collect her baby and his belongings. Oh, that's kind of her baby and his belongings. But I haven't answered the door. Fiancé, to his credit, has blocked her on his phone and hasn't told her where he's living right now. He's gone no contact and has agreed to no contact until we begin therapy. He's turned over all the passwords and the iPad so I can check his messages when I want to. And trust me, I'm checking. I love him. I want to be able to go to the distance with him, but while the mother-in-law's in the picture, I just don't think I can. For frick's sake, I'm going through his email accounts and messages for contact from his mother. I can't even begin to explain how fricked up that is. Girlfriend, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Like, this is just such a messed up situation, you know, but I really do feel like there is no way that you could try on someone else's dress and ruin it beyond repair unless it was on purpose, you know? Like, I feel like she just really didn't like you from the beginning and wanted, you know, maybe to sabotage the wedding so that you guys wouldn't get married, and this was her way of doing that. I just don't understand how you can try on a dress and ruin it to the point where, like, you can't even wear it anymore. I know it's easy to read these posts and be like,
Divorce, jail, gulag.
I mean, you can try to work on your relationship, but you will always resent him for it. And he won't have a relationship with his mother, which is also really crappy. I don't know, gal. Oh, there's one more update. You guys want the update? It's messy.
It's messy.
Oh no.
Future mother-in-law that destroyed my dress has decided to stalk me at work, showing up at the house and the grocery store to get a glimpse of her baby. This has been the cherry on top of a not-so-fabulous week. To everyone that bashed my husband and personal messaged me to tell me how weak and pathetic I am, / tell me I'm stupid, trust me, you don't think I get how this looks to other people? He isn't getting away with anything, all right? All right, girl. Psh. I know I don't know you and you're just some anonymous internet person, but stick up for yourself. Don't buckle. There's several new things to report. One being that my fiancé has kept his end of the bargain. He's had no contact with the future mother-in-law. How do I know? I'm religiously checking his accounts, and she's also losing her mind. This week I've woken up to the following. My Ring app has gone off 4 times at all hours of the night. It's her. I have footage of her shoving notes under my door. Oh, bro. Nasty notes shoved under the door demanding to talk to my fiancé / accusing me of driving a wedge between them.
Oh my god, she's crazy!
Text messages asking me why I'm forbidding contact between my fiancé and his mother and how unnatural it is for a son to stop seeing his mother. I'm gonna burn in hell and I'm a disgrace to womanhood. Wow, okay, so like through all of this, has she ever apologized for ruining your wedding dress? Because I don't remember you ever saying that. She's come to my work when I refused to see her. Security escorted her out. When I pulled out of the parking garage, I saw her waiting by the employee entrance. Fiance and I typically go shopping on Wednesday nights. She knows this because she's gone with us a couple of times. Guess who was waiting for us in the parking lot at 7 p.m.? We didn't get out of the car after we saw her pacing around the entrance. I'm documenting everything just in case she continues to get crazier. Fiance and I will be going to the local PD tomorrow to file a report and look into getting a temporary restraining order. Thank you to everyone who's offered me kind words, support, and even offers of baked goods. You guys are wonderful. I appreciate you. Oy vey. That was a lot. That was a roller coaster. Let's not reserve judgment. I know I like to judge people for a living, but this is her relationship, all right? So it does kind of sound like she's dealing with someone that's a little bit nutso, a little bit unhinged. I hope everything works out for you. I hope everything works out with you and your future husband. Careful who you marry, guys. Because you're not just marrying who you're marrying a whole crazy family too. And as if that story didn't get insane enough, I found another goodie. Another good one. Are you guys ready? My new mother-in-law had her way with my house while I was on my honeymoon. My type A mother-in-law tried to help and completely overstepped. Why are they always helping?
You're not helping.
Unless I ask for help, I don't need help. She and my father-in-law opened every single wedding present my husband and I received, threw every box away, and proceeded to reorganize the entire kitchen. I feel like this one is a little bit more like helping than the other one.
Just a little bit.
But like, what happens if you wanted to like return some things, you know? Like, yeah, no, like I can see her wanting you to have a clean house when you arrive back from your honeymoon. I don't see why that involves opening every present. I feel so violated while also feeling so overwhelmed by the task of trying to get things back to how they were. She called the day after our wedding while we were leaving the house for an overnight flight to Italy and asked how she could help. We said one task we've been avoiding is swapping out all the old plates and bowls for new plates and bowls, and maybe swap out the old toaster for the new toaster. I just wanted them to swap the upgrades. She opened every single wedding present and basically threw away every single box in the entire house. I can't return a single thing. If I can't return it, I have to purchase a vessel to transport the item in. She reorganized my whole kitchen and now I can't find anything. She put my new Lazy Susan underneath the existing Lady Susan on my counter and I didn't know it was there for 2 weeks. I used to love to cook and would combat my lack of appetite by getting excited about trying a new recipe or perfecting a specific dish. Now I don't even want to be in my kitchen. I can't find anything, and the process of looking usually leads to finding out they moved or threw away something important to me. Oh my god. I'd feel so stressed out. It feels like they squeezed all the toothpaste out of the tube and I'm trying to get it back in. I keep trying to let it go, but now the insurmountable task of writing 100 thank you notes is even more painful and miserable. I honestly haven't been this depressed in years. Ugh, girlfriend. I'm usually a very positive and optimistic person, but I genuinely can't see the light at the end of this. My safe space has been taken away from me and I don't know how to fix it. Oh my goodness, tell her to never ever do this again. Key back ASAP. She needs to put everything back where it was. It's a little bit of a dig, you know what I mean? It's a little bit of a like,
Things are so much better now. I don't know how you lived like that before.
get the hell out of here. Am I the a-hole for giving my future mother-in-law 3 days to pay me for a new wedding dress, or else I will show the family photo of her wearing it? I'm feeling delightfully sassy this morning. I'm in a mood. Let's get into it. So, I'm getting married to my fiance soon. I bought my wedding dress weeks ago. My future mother-in-law, kept pestering me about trying it on, but I firmly refused. I finally shut it down after she offered me $100 to let her try it on. The f*** you doing that for? Why do you want to try it on? Her reason for persisting so much? Well, she says it's because of her love for wedding dresses and her obsession with them. Yeah, I don't think you should be like trying on someone else's wedding dress. Like, if you like wedding dresses that much, just like go to a store and try some on. Although I wouldn't really condone that because, you know, then you're kind of wasting their time unless you're getting married. But anyway, strange. Off to a strange start. Fast forward to yesterday, I came home from work early and I found my fiance at home. He freaked out after seeing me and tried to prevent me from going into my room while trying to text somebody on his phone. Please tell me what I think is happening is not happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Please say it ain't so. I will not go into that room and see my dress on. I opened the door and was shocked to see his mom standing there wearing my dress. Yes. I instantly pulled out my phone and took a photo of her in it. She and my fiance freaked out after I told her she needed to pay me for a new dress in 3 days or else I'll show the whole family the photo. Okay, well, did she break the dress? I mean, okay, she broke your trust, which I think is the important thing here. She started crying and then left, and my fiance blew up at me saying I can't be serious and that I overreacted because his mom just wanted to try the dress on. No harm done. Well, there is harm done if you had a problem with it and you expressed a boundary and she went ahead and broke that boundary. Broke the boundary? We're breaking boundaries right now? Going against the boundaries? But I refuse to listen to him because in my opinion, the dress should only be worn by the bride and the bride only. Quite frankly, I felt disgusted looking at the dress again and I don't want it anymore. And so I think it's fair that she pays me after she ruined it for me. He yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like that as if she was an enemy.
She is an enemy to the tribe.
Why is she being like super freaking delusional and trying to try on your dress against your wishes? Like that's also kind of weird. Why are we not yelling at the mom for doing that? We had a fight after he failed to get me to back down and he's been staying with his mom since then. What a surprise! What a surprise. I felt awful, but I spent $3,000 on this dress and I worked hard to get it. I can't stand looking at it, but people in my family think I'm escalating things and risking my relationship with not only my future mother-in-law, but my fiance as well. It's not about her trying on the dress, it's about her going against your wishes and ignoring a boundary that you have set, that you feel uncomfortable with. What other boundaries is she going to push? This is only the beginning. Update, oh my god, this blew up and I thought I'd add some updates. My fiance called and offered to pay for the dress himself so we can end the conflict, but he wants me to, number one, hand him my phone so he can delete the photo himself. Okay, back that up somewhere, use it for a rainy day. Swear that I don't have any copies to use against his mom later. You can lie. Apologize to his mom. I'm sorry, is the mom also apologizing to you? And lastly, he asked that I quit his family group chat and log out of Facebook for at least a month. I haven't responded yet. Yeah, you can't marry this person. He can go marry his mom since he's taking sides. P.S. He called with this offer/conditions hours ago, but I didn't want to include it in the post, and now I did. I'm not sure if I'll agree because I don't want him to pay for it. I want his mom, the one who wore it, to pay for it. Not being vicious, but trying to hold her accountable. I don't think she needs to pay for the dress. Like, I understand that you don't like looking at it and stuff. I think she needs to apologize, and that could maybe be a common ground. And I also think your fiance needs to apologize too, and tell his mom to stop being delulu. You're not the a-hole in my eyes, but let's see what Reddit had to say.
Quiet! Settle down!
Not the a-hole, but are you sure you want to marry this guy? He stood guard outside your bedroom so his mother could try on your wedding dress. That's a good point. Yeah. Do you think he will ever stand up for you against her? No, I don't. When you have a mother like this who's really, really controlling, unfortunately, you do need to call out this behavior. And you need to seriously think about marrying this person because it's not going to end here. His mother is controlling, manipulative, and deceitful and will probably be an absolutely horrible mother-in-law should OP choose to go through with this marriage. Send the photo to everyone invited with an announcement that regretfully you will no longer be participating. Send the photo to everyone invited with the announcement that, regretfully, you will no longer be participating in the wedding, but you wish the couple the best. The happy couple! Why does your future mother-in-law want to put on your dress that her son is going to marry you in? That's weird. That's weird. There's something seriously strange and psychological going on here. I'm not sure what. Ain't a psychologist, ain't a psychiatrist. I ain't gonna diagnose it. All I know is it's weird. I don't know. Is canceling the wedding too harsh? Is asking the mother-in-law to pay for the dress too harsh? Is there another way of dealing with it? Should the wedding be called off? You let me know. But for now, you're not the a-hole. My mother-in-law booked the room next to our bridal suite the night of the wedding. Oh, that's so weird. My fiance and I are getting married in 3 weeks, and as of yesterday, I have simply had it with my mother-in-law. I went to visit our wedding venue in March and had expressed my excitement to meet the mother-in-law about seeing the place and that the honeymoon suite was in a separate cottage with 2 bridal suites, and that we would potentially book both to get ready in and have more privacy. I was shocked when the venue coordinator told me she booked the adjoining suite room. After speaking with her on the phone for 40 minutes, clearly knowing what room it is. I was annoyed, but decided I wouldn't say anything and switched our rooms. Where's this going? Okay. I should also mention that she kept asking us to invite more of her friends, even though 43 of the 100 guests invited are her friends and family. Oy, in April, she threw me a bridal shower, which was very nice, but again, it was all of her friends, and I knew less than half of the people there. What's with all these mother-in-laws thinking that this, weddings are about them? I understand it's important to invite family, but why are we inviting family over friends that we actually see to our weddings? My mother was flying up from South Carolina, and it would be the last time I saw her until the wedding. My mom doesn't travel solo often. I wanted to pick her up and drop her off at the airport and give her peace of mind, and could spend some time together before the busy weekend. Had I known the drama that would follow, I would have never agreed to the shower at all. My mother-in-law called up my fiance crying because I wanted to pick my mother up from the airport. I was speechless. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless too. What is happening here? Why are we upset about that? I then agreed to only drop her off, which sent her into more of a spiral. What? She kept saying we were just not going to spend enough time with her, but she's not your mother! Even though I was barely going to see my mom at all, and we were staying the entire weekend. We live in NYC and have since made the second trip to see them in MA. And immediately upon arrival, she demands that we make a holiday plans with them. During breakfast, my fiance invited his parents up to NYC to stay with us one more time before the wedding. I was very angry as he not consulted me about this, and we were also in the middle of packing. They came last week and attended our marriage at the courthouse. That evening, we left for Chicago and they stayed in my apartment for one night. So, to summarize, not only have they seen us 2 more times since the shower, she's already planning her stay in our new Chicago apartment for Thanksgiving. When I began to unpack, I was absolutely stunned at what I had saw. I found a picture of my fiance's deceased grandparents very neatly placed in his underwear drawer. That's not what I want to see when I'm looking for my underwear, I'm just saying. I was speechless. I sent a photo in our group chat to mother-in-law and my fiance, and she confirmed that she had just put it there after it, quote, fell out from her purse. Not only was this just a bizarre move, she clearly gone through our personal belongings and violated our personal space. I was absolutely irate, and I told my fiance she's not to contact me until after the wedding and we can sit down and establish some very clear boundaries. Why do mother-in-laws have such a problem with expressing boundaries? Mother-in-laws and mothers have problems with you expressing boundaries, especially as an adult. It's like they get mad when we grow up and we don't want to be treated like children anymore. And then of course, if we call it out, then we're ungrateful, you ungrateful. No, I just don't, I'm like a 30-year-old woman. I don't need a mother anymore. Well, I do, but you get what I'm saying. This is a very watered down version of everything that has happened, but I'm fed up. She sent me a text apologizing today, but she's done similar things before and still refuses to respect boundaries. I'm not sure what to do. She's been adding more stress to the wedding, but I don't want to come off as the bad guy, as she often plays the victim and makes the situations all about her. I think there's definitely some empty nest syndrome happening here. Definitely something that hasn't been resolved within about her little boy growing up. I think to a certain extent it's nice that she wants to spend time with you, but the problem with someone who's overbearing like this is that they take you and your priorities and not wanting to see them as kind of like an offense. Like you're offending them by not being available every time that you want to see them, which is not the case. It's just I just don't necessarily want to be BFFs with my fiance's mom is what I think is going on here. I also think it's super weird that she booked the suite next to you guys, especially the wedding night. I'm sorry, but I would not be able to enjoy my wedding night if I knew that my mother-in-law was in the suite next door, likely sharing a wall. Or maybe I would just be extra loud.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
I also strongly believe that you should get together with your family. It's important to spend time with family, but not to the point that the rest of your relationships suffer, not to the point where you feel like every time you do something and you're out of the house that you're with your, significant other's family. Like, I love my family, but I don't want to hang out with them like every other day. You know what I'm saying? We drive each other crazy. It's a healthy space. My mother-in-law interrupted our wedding vows and yelled at my husband at our wedding. Oh dear Lord, there really is a time and a place, isn't there? And it certainly is not a wedding. First time poster, so please be kind. I'm struggling with the fallout from my new mother-in-law's behavior at our wedding. I could post an essay about her behavior since then, but have decided to keep it to the behavior surrounding the wedding for now. I'm massively concerned about the effect it could have on my relationship with my husband, and feel the need to seek advice from others in similar situations. Names and locations have been omitted to protect the innocent. Haha. My husband and I met in graduate school and we were instantly connected. He'd moved here from a surrounding state and I've lived here my whole life. We dated for 6 years before we got married and his mother was never really an issue. His parents would come visit once in a while and we would go visit them. There were some red flags with his mother in terms of her drinking, but I honestly never gave it a second thought at the time. Once we got engaged though, everything changed. Okay. That's weird. Interesting timing. His mother suddenly became incredibly needy and manipulative, even though they didn't live in the same state. Everything comes with a side of guilt. Her side of the family started causing issues because we were not inviting children to our wedding. In our defense, it was a black tie evening wedding. We did not feel it was appropriate for children. Yeah, and it's your wedding, so it's your choice. Let me be clear, we love children, but decided not to invite them to our wedding. But my mother-in-law took it upon herself to confront me on this, without her son's knowledge, and try to coerce me into allowing her side of the family to bring their children, even though I had made it clear to her in a kind way that no children were being invited on both sides. So is she like paying for this wedding? Or like, why does she think she has the right to decide who the guest list is? I'm just wondering, because I feel like maybe that changes things if she's paying for it. But if she's not, that's another story. She and her family continued to push the issue to the point where my husband and I offered to pay for a babysitter so that the parents could attend. This was rejected. That was way too nice of you, by the way. That's not your responsibility. This was rejected, and some members of her family opted to not attend our wedding because children weren't invited. Good. Whatever, like literally good. Which was hurtful and, in my opinion, a little ridiculous. Oh, she's just off there talking so much about it. It was the source of a lot of drama leading up to the wedding. Throughout the planning process, I attempted to include my mother-in-law from afar, sending her pictures and updates so she would feel included because she doesn't have a daughter and always wanted one. That's what it is. She thinks that she's your mother now and that she can control you in the same way that she controls everybody else. The week before the wedding, I sent her a bouquet of white flowers to make her feel special. Nice, but you're also reinforcing bad behavior. You're rewarding her for bad behavior. I do it too, by the way. Disease to please. It's not good. It's not good. We gotta stop pleasing other people. Learning this now. Then came the wedding weekend. We had our rehearsal dinner and opened it up for all of our guests to come for welcome drinks. It was all very elegant and going well until my mother-in-law's side of the family showed up. All of the women showed up wearing white, which is a big no where I come from, not just where you come from, babe, where everybody comes from. This was in protest for us not allowing children at the wedding? Shut up. That is so messed up. This was pointed out to me by our friends from graduate school, and it was humiliating and petty. Not in a good way, by the way. I said my hellos and could tell some of them felt bad and went back to the hotel to get my beauty rest for the big day. On the day of the wedding, things were going well. I was in a suite with my family and friends getting ready, and my husband was in a separate suite with his family and friends getting ready. All was good. The ceremony started, and when it was my turn to walk down the aisle, I couldn't have been more excited. We lost 3 grandparents between the 2 years leading up to our wedding, and we decided to honor them by acknowledging them at the start of our wedding ceremony. Once they were mentioned, my mother-in-law got up out of her seat, approached us at the altar, and interrupted our wedding to say that an aunt who had passed away wasn't mentioned. Okay. Inappropriate. My husband immediately told her to sit down, but the damage was done. And guests thought she was objecting to our marriage. Oh my gosh. No. It was mortifying. My husband is pretty sure she was mixing alcohol with her medications, but claims it was not the case. When I had my first dance with my father, she got up, turned back to us, and proceeded to walk around the tables her family was seated at. Oh, hell no. No. You say you live far away, move further. She was the only person standing and not paying attention. My husband and my mother-in-law had discussed what song they would dance to for their first dance months in advance of the wedding, and he ultimately selected the song she wanted. However, right before it was her turn to dance, she angrily accused him of lying to her and choosing a different song. Oh, this is hella messy. My husband has the text messages from her requesting the song that he selected, so this was completely untrue. She often lies to get what she wants, which has continued since the wedding. It got to the point where he had to say, "Mom, why are you ruining my wedding?" to her while they were dancing. We had to edit her behavior throughout the night from our wedding video. This woman had such a negative impact on us in other ways as well. I'm wondering if there is a way to get past the way she treated us at our wedding. You move across the world. Am I the a-hole for calling the police
A reunion?
on my mother-in-law?
What's wrong with her?
I, 28 female, got married to my husband, 34 male, a week ago. We got engaged about a year ago, and when I got engaged, my mother gave me a pair of earrings, which she said every woman for generations in our family has worn to their weddings.
Tradition.
There are 4-carat dangling earrings. And they're worth a lot. I felt very honored to be given them, and it made me feel closer to my grandmother, who had died 2 months prior. What an amazing tradition.
Tradition.
I love that so much. So about 3 months after that, I went wedding dress shopping with my mother, my sister, and my fiance's mother. I brought all the jewelry that I said I would be wearing to my wedding to see how they matched the dresses. When I put the jewelry on, my mother-in-law kept going on and on about how gorgeous the earrings were. My mother explained the story and how they were a family heirloom, passed down generations. I found the dress of my dreams and I bought it. Oh, I know where this is going.
Where is this going?
On the day of my wedding, I had everything ready in my room. My wedding dress, my flowers, my shoes, my makeup, and my jewelry. I was in there with my soon-to-be mother-in-law. I then needed to go to the toilet, and when I came back, my mother-in-law was gone. And let me guess, so were the earrings? I wasn't sure what had happened, but I thought maybe she just got called away to do something. Then I noticed my earrings were gone. I knew straight away that she had taken them. I found her and confronted her, and she said she didn't take them.
Liar.
Where did they go then? They were there, and then they weren't there, and the only person that it could be is you. I asked if I could look through her bag, and she said no, and I gripped onto it. Why? What you got in there? I said that if she didn't let me look, I would call the police, which I then did, as she still wouldn't let me look. The police arrived and searched her and the earrings we found in her bag.
Busted.
What I don't understand is you're stealing something from someone, and it's not like this is like something that everybody has that you'd be able to be like, oh, I got it from this place. Oh, I saw that you had these earrings and I bought them too, or blah, blah, blah. Like, how are you gonna even wear these earrings without somebody calling you out? This person is your daughter-in-law or future daughter-in-law. The earrings were returned to me and they asked if I wanted to press charges. Damn right you do. I wanted to talk to my fiance first and he said he would support me if I wanted to. Well, at least there's that. Good. I didn't want to decide in that moment, so I just ignored it and had a great night. That was a week ago, and since then I've been getting loads of threatening calls and messages from my husband's side of the family. Why though? Threatening messages? You're the victim, babe. Someone stole from you. My mother-in-law has been sending me extremely hateful texts and I think I want to press charges, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea.
Do it.
I mean, you're already getting the hateful texts without even doing anything other than get your earrings back, which you legally had the right to do. Has she apologized? What was her explanation for stealing your family heirloom earrings that are worth a lot of money? Like, yeah, I could be hesitant because she is actually your fiance's mother, right? So that's obviously not ideal to have your fiance's mother go to jail for theft. And I would imagine if the earrings are as expensive as you say they are, they're probably worth enough for her to get like jail time. Like definitely, not just a slap on the wrist. I think after like a certain amount, $5,000, $10,000, depending on where you are, it's considered like grand larceny. But at the same time, she stole your earrings and had zero remorse and is not only stealing, but also getting her family to threaten you and harass you?
Yeah, Bing. What's that about?
You're not the a-hole in my eyes, but let's see what everybody else had to say. Not the a-hole. Mother-in-law is a thief that tried to make off with your heirloom earrings. F that. Press charges and be done with her. Be done with her. She then doubled down by getting her family to harass OP, as you do when you don't want to be charged. I didn't really understand that part. Were you trying to scare her into not pressing charges? Like, you clearly belong in jail, babe. Press charges for both both harassment and theft. Yeah, like the whole intimidation thing is like, you sound like a criminal. If OP doesn't, the family will just keep at it. Prove that messing with your family has consequences. Period. I am all for this. Wildly trashy mother-in-law. She knows OP could press charges and is harassing her as if, you know, that pile wasn't big enough to begin with. Let's just add on harassment and threats. She knew the story. She stole them and wouldn't come clean and stubbornly held them until cops were called on her. I agree. Press charges and add that you're being harassed, so maybe a judge will give you a restraining order. Look into a safety deposit box for the earrings because I wouldn't trust any of mother-in-law's flying monkeys to even have a chance of access. That's what's up. I agree with all of this. What on earth was her end game? To quietly sell them and just have sudden extra money that no one would draw lines about? That's a good point. But the way that she was talking, she liked them so much that she wanted them for herself. You gotta be some kind of stupid to like steal something and then wear it around the person that you stole it from.
You'd be surprised.
Nope, she went Gollum on them. She wouldn't have sold them. This is what I'm saying. She sounded like she really, like, literally, like, my precious. That's my best Gollum impression. Take it or leave it. She wanted them for herself. She would have worn them everywhere. She and the husband weren't. That's a good point. But everybody would know. She would have eventually slipped and got caught. Like, all it takes is one person taking a picture of you wearing them and posting it to social media and you're done. Please press charges for stealing and harassment. If in text, save those, save voicemails, everything. Get Ring cameras just in case she comes over to the house over this. You're not the a-hole, my dear. Let us know how that goes. Am I the a-hole for banning my mother-in-law from my life after she said I slept with father-in-law? You didn't, right? You didn't?
You want the truth?
So, for context, I met my mother-in-law and father-in-law before I met my boyfriend because I used to work for them. He happens to be autistic, Asperger's, and I noticed shortly after starting the relationship that everyone in his family always treated him like he was unable to do things on his own and pretty much tried to influence him into doing the things that they wanted him to. Career-wise, job-wise, quitting hobbies they considered childish, etc. I told myself I would never do this, and I would always treat him like the adult that he is. So I encouraged him to make his own decisions, and I can tell he's grown a lot in the past 5 years of the relationship. In fact, I feel we have both grown up. You sound amazing. You sound like a stand-up gal. Good on ya.
Kudos.
Back to his mom. I always noticed that she resented that I became such an important person for her son. Right, because she couldn't control him anymore. That he started taking my opinion and input in matters so much in consideration. But I always tried to be friends with her. I talked to her in her own terms and pretty much try to be close to her. But as it happens, it became more of a pretend to be nice to your face and then trash talk about you behind your back kind of situation. Things really went down when my boyfriend let me borrow his car to go on a 4-day college trip. And when she found out, she went ballistic because he never lends her the car to go anywhere. She started screaming and saying that I was just a manipulative who had slept with half our town before we met and even his father. And because his father wouldn't continue the relationship, I started dating the son. Okay.
You sure about that?
This, of course, is a lie. My boyfriend had a big meltdown from hearing this, and when I came back from the trip, he asked me to move in with me for a while because he didn't want to be around her. This was months ago. I haven't talked to her again, blocked her on every social media, and started going to therapy. My boyfriend is okay now, and he's on speaking terms with her. Now we are moving into a house of our own. We were at my parents', and his family's pushing for us to have a good relationship with mother-in-law again. But to be quite honest, I don't want her in my life anymore. I understand she's my boyfriend's mom, and she's always going to be in the picture, but I can't get past the fact that she would say the things that she said, knowing how much those things would hurt her son, just because he let me borrow his car and not her, because he doesn't trust her. So obviously, I'm still mad. But everyone in my boyfriend's family says that she's a good mom, that this was just a mistake she made, and that I should let it pass and fix things with her. Okay, so has she apologized for saying the things that she said? You can have the conversation with her, but if she doesn't apologize for what she said, it's a no-go. Am I the a-hole for never wanting to talk to her again? Here's the thing, babes. We all have falling outs with people. We all have disagreements with people. Things are said that are not necessarily what we mean, but the point is, you gotta be able to talk about it, especially if it's, you know, a friend that you really care about, or someone in your family, or someone in your spouse's family. You gotta find a way to maybe maybe talk about it once things have cooled off. Because once you talk about it, you can finally find out if the person was actually sorry for what they did or if they're just going to gaslight you and put the blame on you. In which case, you know that you were right in feeling the way that you feel. But you kind of gotta have that conversation, you know? That's how I feel about it. Obviously, this was a really terrible thing for her to do. If it was anybody else, I would say, screw them. Don't care, take a hike. But it's your future mother-in-law. You're not the a-hole for not wanting to ever talk to her again. What she did was really awful. To not only you, but also your fiance. Like, she did that not only to you, but to her own son, which is like, you sound very protective of him. You sound like you put him first in a lot of situations, and that would piss me off too. However, he's talking to her again, and I'm assuming that she's probably gonna be at the wedding. You're probably gonna see her around. So it might be best to talk about it. And then, based on how apologetic she is, based on her accountability, you can decide whether or not you want to move forward with the relationship.
It's a hard pass.
Forgiveness does not equal trust. You asked her if you should forgive her. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that you have to let her keep hurting you. If she's gonna extend the olive branch, then consider it. But if she refuses to ever admit wrongdoing, you'd be wasting your time and your self-respect by trying to make up with her. This is the thing, right? When you have disagreements with people, when people hurt you, and you try to talk to them again about it, both people have to be humble. They both have to admit fault. Unless, of course, it's literally just like kind of one person that did the hurting.
We were on the break!
In which case they need to apologize. But you know, the reconciliation has to come from both sides. If she's not willing to talk to you about it and admit wrongdoing, then you can decide from then whether you want to have a relationship with her. You're not the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for banning my mother-in-law from the house? I, male 39, lost my late wife 6 years ago. I have a 16-year-old son, Daniel, and I recently got engaged to my fiance of 2 years. Her mom and I aren't on good terms because of how she behaves. She's a controlling, self-centered, Dolly Parton wannabe. Wow, I really do have an image of her in my head. I learned to ignore her crap, but she's been annoying Daniel and criticizing his personality regularly. He's a private kid and still hasn't gotten used to the new family dynamic, but he's in therapy and is doing fine. She keeps diagnosing him left and right, calling him antisocial, autistic, and other crap. I'm sorry, is she a doctor?
I googled it.
Fact is, Daniel is a shy, well-mannered kid, but people confuse that with being antisocial. Mother-in-law tried several times to force Daniel to open up by embarrassing him with personal questions on family dinners and test his personality type. Honestly, it's things like this that make people antisocial. Like, people wonder why others are antisocial, and like, this is exactly why. I've realized the effect her behavior had on Daniel, so I gave him the choice to no longer be in the same room / house as mother-in-law, and he appreciated this a lot. Mother-in-law didn't like that Daniel kept his distance. Why is it surprising that he kept his distance from her? You suck, mother-in-law. Don't be surprised that people don't want to be around you. Mother-in-law didn't like that Daniel kept his distance and no longer visits, and kept bitching about how spoiled he will become for her daughter to deal with. I told her to stop bringing it up, but she cried, "I'm just doing it for Danny." Okay. I mean, you sound like people are different, okay? If he's shy, he's shy. Maybe stop trying to change him and he'll want to hang out with you more.
People.
Last week, she visited unexpectedly, wanting to say hi to Daniel. After Daniel greeted her, he went into the bathroom and she went into the living room with my fiance. I was in my bedroom when Daniel came out and said his journal was gone.
Not again.
Oh, hell no. Seriously? We looked for it for a bit, but didn't find it. I asked my fiance who was alone in the kitchen, but didn't see it. I paused for a second to ask where my mother-in-law was. My fiance said in the living room, but I saw her coming down the stairs. I asked where she was. She said in the bathroom. I saw her purse in hand, so I bluntly asked if she took Daniel's journal. She looked offended and called for my fiance when I insisted to see inside her purse. Why? What you got in there? Like, why? It's always the people that have something in their purse that shouldn't be there that are suddenly not letting you look inside their purse. She wanted to leave, but I didn't let her. Fiance told me to stop it, but I insisted the journal was in there. Mother-in-law tried to explain this was her only chance to get to know Daniel because she cares about him. No. If you cared about him, you would let him have his private thoughts and life. That is like a flat out invasion of privacy. He's not your son. And even if he was, you gotta let your kids kind of have their own stuff going on, especially a journal. I blew up at her and berated her for stealing from my son and told her she's banned from my house for the stunt she pulled. She argued with me, then left. My fiance apologized for her, but said banning her from the house was over the top. It's not. She not only stole, but she also doesn't respect his privacy. It backlashed, and I and father-in-law argued and hoped his daughter realized how freaking abusive I am and call off the wedding for refusing to apologize to mother-in-law. Fiance said her family won't come to the wedding until I reconcile with her mom and cancel the ban, but I won't let my son be disrespected in his own house and ask my fiance to understand. I'm refusing to reconcile, but I'm aware this could ruin my relationship with my in-laws, not just mother-in-law, and my fiance thinks I'm selfish to cause drama. Honey, I don't love this fiance for you. I'm telling you right now, this does not sound good. Again, maybe the mother-in-law does have good intentions. Maybe she does. However, there's been no apology. Yeah, I don't know if I love this for you, babes. That's kind of a bit of a problem for me. I don't like it when spouses don't support you when you have altercations with your in-laws. Not the a-hole, and if I were you, I'd put off the wedding until you know for sure that your fiance understands and will stand up for your son and you to her family when stuff like this happens. I think the ban is 100% justified. I mean, if she didn't just go and like take something that wasn't hers, that was very private, I would say just like continue on as it is, but clearly she cannot be trusted in your house. Postpone the wedding. Also hate to say this, but do you have an ironclad will? I shudder what to think what would happen if you suddenly died and your fiance so easily influenced by her mother.
Am I the a-hole for asking a wedding guest to leave the room? I, 40 female, am a wedding photographer. To start, this story is a bit long, but let me give you some background. When I book a wedding, I make it very clear to the bride, we will call her Amber, 19, and groom, let's call him Sam, also 19. These are the rules. Number 1. No phones allowed in the ceremony. Number 2, if there are any photos they want private, please let me know. And number 3, I will not hold back to tell people to put their phones down or not to step in front of me. My most recent wedding happened this Friday. I knew within the first 15 minutes of guests arriving, including the groom's mother, let's call her Susan.
Classic Susan.
Classic Susan.
What a lazy Susan. I love lazy Susans. Anyways.
The bride's aunt, let's call her Karen, for good reason, that this would be a long day. Wow, I already feel like that's so loaded.
It's gonna be a long one.
I already know everything I need to know just because the mother is called Susan and the aunt is called Karen. During the ceremony, as Amber was walking down the aisle, Susan decided she wanted to place herself as close to the aisleway as I am, trying to capture the look on Sam's face. I did my best to work around her without actually placing myself in the aisle. Thankfully, as I have begun editing, I think I will be able to edit and possibly remove her from the photo. Thank God for Photoshop. Imagine if there was no such thing as Photoshop.
What would we do?
Yes, very sad. Anyway.
Have you seen like what they can do now with generative fill?
I have. It's crazy.
I could take a photo of me here and then I could be flying in the sky like a pink sunset or swimming on top of the ocean.
Photoshop should come up with like a remove Karen tool.
RK, we'll call it that.
It uses AI to automatically suss out the Karens in any photograph and they just remove them.
I think we're onto something. This is genius.
I'm gonna make a plugin.
Write that down.
This was only the beginning of her being in my way. The rest of the ceremony went beautifully. After the ceremony ended, everyone was asking to move to the reception hall so we could continue on with taking photos. After all the basics, family and wedding party photos, I asked everyone besides Amber and Sam to head out so we could get their solo and couple shots done. The session was one of the ones that they requested to stay private. Private! I made sure the room was empty before we began. We started with a beautiful shot of Amber propped up on the piano and Sam standing behind her. As I was posing them, I saw her, Karen.
Dun dun dun. Karen.
At the front door with her phone out recording. I sighed, took a deep breath, and turned to her. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but I need you to leave the room. These photos are for the bride and groom only. Per their request, they don't want anyone recording or taking photos beside me. She huffed a bit, as they do, rolled her eyes and put her phone away and headed back to the reception. After this cue, us heading outside to get the photos of them under the beautiful arches and large wooden French doors. As I begin posing Amber in front of the big doors, here comes Susan. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Wait, can we make Susan like Jennifer Coolidge?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's so beautiful.
That's so beautiful.
Are there hot dogs in there?
I need a hot dog real bad.
Now I want a hot dog.
Thank you, but please go inside. This is a private session, I said politely. I'm just watching, she retorted. I tried to hold in my bitch look face and smiled. I understand, but this was also a request by the bride and your son to keep things private, I said. Please go inside. I can't begin until you go, I said. Again, the huffy sigh, and I swear a tiny foot stomp.
Well, it's no little tiny foot stomp.
Oh my god, this is so unreasonable.
I think of Lord Farquaad for some reason.
Yeah, totally. You would think this is where it ends. It doesn't. Now we go to the part where I think I may be the a-hole. During the father-daughter dance, here comes Karen with her phone to record the entire thing over my shoulder. I don't care if guest takes photos or videos of these moments, and neither did Amber or Sam, but she was directly over my shoulder and occasionally stepping in front of me to get close up. She did that on purpose. I'm telling you right now, because you told her to leave, and she was feeling petty, not endearing kind of petty, and then she just kind of was like, I took a deep breath and tried to take the red I was seeing to a light pink before I turned to her. Ma'am, Amber and Sam have paid me to do this job. I need you to stay out of my way or I'm gonna have to ask you to go sit down. I cannot capture these moments if you are constantly in my way and interrupting, I said, probably with a bit of sass. Imagine that she's so busy being petty that she ruins irreplaceable photos of you and your father. Are you divorced? Are they divorced, by the way?
You interested?
I know, but still, you know, she's got to assert dominance, right? She's the director on set. She's been paid to do a job.
Yeah.
And she has to be stern.
I completely agree. And if she does not get the right shots that she was paid to get, that could in turn reflect badly on her.
And then she could get bad reputation and people don't want to work with her, maybe.
Yeah. It's a no from me.
I'm a freelancer, so I respect her. I got you. I'm on your side.
I'm on your side too, but it's also because I'm a photographer and I'm always on the photographer's side.
Yeah, me too.
I am family, Karen said. I get that, but this is my job and you're interfering. Now please step aside or go sit down, I snapped. Yes, snapped so hard, I'm pretty sure she got word whiplash. So yes, I do my best to be professional, but I had had enough. I worry I may have been too rude to her, and her entire table glared at me for the rest of the night. I worry I may not have handled this the right way, so am I the a-hole? Edit to answer the most common comment, yes, the bride and groom did back me up. Oh, well, thank goodness for
Thank
that.
God they did.
They even tipped me the morning after for helping everything run smoothly. It would be one thing if this was the first time that Karen kind of got in the way and you had to tell her to like whack off, essentially. But she was clearly, in my opinion, doing this because you had initially kind of told her off. She felt some type of way about it. She was a little salty and she was kind of getting in your way a little bit. And it was deliberate. Like I'm telling you right now, it seemed deliberate. I mean, that would bother me too if I'm trying to do a job. Mike, how would you feel when you were setting up this shot? If, you know, I was worried about the argument we had this morning and I was just constantly looking over your shoulder and like telling you to do stuff and like getting in your way all the time. It would drive you absolutely insane.
It did drive me nuts when I
Right?
was setting up the shot and we talked about the argument this morning. But let's not get into that.
You burnt.
No, honestly, like if you're in the zone, if you're doing your thing, you don't want to be bothered, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know what this person, Karen, was trying to do. Again, Karen bittersweet because Karen's my mom's name, and I think there are good Karens out there, but this woman sounds like a real Karen, like one of those bad Karens. I always side with the freelancer. This is a wedding. You have one shot at doing these shots, one opportunity.
I heard it in my head and then it went to you. You know
yes.
when you hear a joke and then someone else says it? That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
I'm just sure that like she was nervous, her knees were weak, and arms are heavy from carrying the camera. Sorry. No, but in all seriousness, she is under a lot of pressure to capture these moments.
sure.
Like as someone who's like accidentally forgot to hit record in certain situations, your stomach drops. And if people are trying to get in the way of you because they want to sort of be a part of the moment, that's one thing. But it sounds like this girl or Karen was being deliberate.
Yeah, for
She was
sure.
like a mosquito.
Weddings are super high. Weddings are very high pressure situations for photographers, for videographers. If something fails, like let's say your battery dies, you run out of room on your card, like your SD card. Like I feel like I'm like photography lingo here, but there's so many things that can go wrong. Or you could fall in a pool with all of your camera equipment. Or you just
What?
I can see you holding that cup. I can see, yeah.
I'm
Anyways.
holding the mug.
Excuse me, I'm speaking. You had your turn.
I'm not doing anything. It's comfortable this way.
Okay, anyways, so these are high pressure situations. Knowing that, I get why she reacted the way she did and why she snapped. So to me, you're not an a-hole. Like you're just trying to do your job and someone's making it very difficult for you.
Yeah, I mean, judging by what you said about turning lightly pink, which was a great little storytelling tidbit there. I don't think you're an a-hole. I think you're assertive, and I think you need to be assertive when you're directing, especially when there's like a lot of family members around who kind of want to be there. You kind of have to put your foot down.
You do, but may I?
You may.
Sometimes when I'm giving like criticism, like constructive criticism, I say it with a little smile, you know, like kiss and a slap. is what actually Karen likes to say, your mom. Kiss and a slap. You know what I mean? When you're saying something like, I understand, but this was a request by the bride and groom, and I'm going to need you to step aside because I really want to make this an amazing photo for her, and you're getting in the way of that. You know, you kind of just say it in like a very calm, cool, and collected way. I understand that you were put in a position where you might not have been able to, and emotions happen, okay? But put a little smile on, even if it's a little petty, a little passive-aggressive when giving feedback like that.
I think I like giving, you know, the serial killer smile where it's like you smile with just your mouth.
And like the wide eye. Excuse me.
I mean, that's creepy, but I'm talking about like people who smile from the nose down, so it's not real. It's like, hi.
So, yeah, for the future, I think if someone's being a pain like that, just say it with a little smile.
Just say, please, will you off?
Thank you.
GTFO.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Canadian.
All right, let's see some of your responses. Not the a-hole. You were the one being paid by the couple to take pictures.
I agree.
Not her, not anybody else. If they are in your way, you're allowed to ask them to remove themselves. And I don't think you were too harsh. OP responds, thank you. The comments are calming my nerves for sure. I understand that you're worried about like being the a-hole in this situation, but like who cares? What's she gonna do?
Oh, she's gonna cry about it? She's gonna wittily cry?
Not the a-hole. You were following the request of the bride and groom, and unfortunately Karen would not listen until you snapped. See? There was more than one indiscretion, all right? You were driven to the point where you snapped. Sometimes you need to be an a-hole in the moment to put the true a-hole in their place. As long as the bride and groom were fine with it, you are not the a-hole. I have a feeling this isn't the first boundary Karen and Susan have stomped on with the couple. All right, I think the general consensus. You are not the a-hole, my dear.
You're not the a-hole.
You're not the a-hole.
She's a stinky little a-hole. Little
stinky bum.
with dingleberries.
Stinky bum.
And I'm sure maybe it was a misunderstanding. Like maybe she just got really excited and got in the way and got like, you know, a little offended because it's her family.
Who cares? Did you get the shot? You got the shot?
Show us the shot.
Show us the shot.
Show us the shot.
Show us the shot. Post it in the subreddit. All right, moving on. Am I the a-hole for pouring wine on my mother-in-law and kicking her out of my wedding?
Please, Charlotte, spill the tea.
Okay, I know this sounds really bad, but please read the entire story. I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of already on your side.
I know, if it gets to that point.
I, female 34, recently got married to my husband. I'm 36. He was never close with his mom at all. She was invited to the wedding because she was his mother, but she never showed up to rehearsals for the wedding. She was a bridesmaid because she asked if she could be one. Okay, no issue. My bridesmaids were told to wear pink. Pink was in all caps, just FYI. I don't know if that adds color or not.
Well, I mean, whenever you say the word pink, you have to scream it.
Pink!
How do you like your steak?
Pink!
I like it medium with a little bit of pink in it!
Keep that in mind. The wedding theme was spring, and my plan was to have them in pink to be like cherry blossoms. Oh, that's kind of cute. I was in a white dress, obviously, and I thought it would be so cute for photos to have them in light pink and me in white. Well, the day of the wedding comes, let me guess, she wore white. Guess what color the mother-in-law shows up in? You guessed it. White. Well, I mean, if you add some wine, you could turn it pink. I would say you could have drenched her in like some rosé or something, and then she would be pink.
Yeah, 100%. Or smear some cake on her.
Yeah, just some
chocolate cake, then she would be sort of a mocha.
Juice. I asked her to change. By the way, they all bought their own dresses, the only specific thing being the color. But she said, well, you're wearing white, so why can't I?
What? What world do you live in?
Oh my God. We've been through this so many times. You can't because you are not the bride. My husband told her to change or leave. She said, I can wear whatever I want. I said, not to my wedding! Ah! She stormed out, shouting slurs and calling me fat. I cried. My maid of honor, my sister, comforted me. At the ceremony, the priest said, speak now or forever hold your peace. Suddenly, my mother-in-law appeared in the crowd, grinning ear to ear. No, please no, please no. She didn't object, thank God. Oh, God.
Plot twist?
But kept grinning at me. Oh, that's weird.
It's so passive-aggressive.
That's maniacal, honestly. At the reception, my maid of honor did the classic trick and poured a whole big glass of wine on her. She started screaming, my beautiful white dress!
Not anymore, it's not.
My husband then escorted her out. My phone began blowing up. My husband's side of the family all complaining and telling me off, saying she meant no harm and that my sister had no right to pour wine on her. My husband said me and my sister did nothing wrong, but I'm second guessing myself. So am I the a-hole?
It's tough. You know, I mean, like, it's not right what she was doing. I think in that situation, your sister maybe escalated it a bit. Like, I don't know if the wine was necessary. Maybe a good stern talking to.
It is great for the plot. Like, I love the story.
I think she deserved the wine.
Yeah, she deserved it.
But the family is rightfully upset that your sister threw the wine on her. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still on your side though. I think that's gutless.
I still, like, you can be an a-hole and still be right.
Yeah, you can be a little a-hole.
Honestly, every maid of honor should have the super soaker full of red wine for the off chance some idiot wears white to insult the bride. Don't worry so much. It was done to be malicious, so she got the appropriate consequences. I get why she did it. It should be commonplace that if you wear white, you could get super soaked.
You get like a bunch of wine on your dress. You don't want to wear white. I even if I wanted to wear white, probably spill on myself in the first 5 minutes. I always stain my white shirts. It's a problem of mine.
By accident, you mean?
No, it's on purpose. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she also didn't respect your wishes when you told her to leave, too. So it's like...
What about the fact that she wasn't close with your husband?
My only issue is that obviously this probably made a scene. I don't want people to, like, look back on your wedding and remember that as, like, the only, kind of thing, Mm-hmm. Like, you can do it. 100%. I support this. But just be, like, mindful of the fact, like, when people talk about your wedding, do you want them to say, oh, it's crazy, like, this girl wore white and then someone poured wine on her. Like, you want them to remember your wedding in a good way, right?
Yeah. It's like, you don't want it to be tarnished. I'm just thinking of a crazy story that I have of a wedding, but I don't think I should share it.
The time when the guy greened out.
Yeah.
I've already shared this story.
Have you shared the story?
I've already talked about it, yeah. I mean, that is the story that I tell when I'm, like, thinking about that wedding specifically. I'm like, oh God, it was crazy. This guy, like, had to get taken out on a stretcher, and then it turns out he just, like, smoked too much weed.
Yeah, but the moral of the story, though, is that what happened after is that the groom's brother made the best speech I've ever seen at a wedding or heard.
A toast to the man with the worst haircut.
And the energy, it was like we were so low that we were waiting for something, and that speech was so good that it brought us all up.
Yeah.
To 1,000. So I'm hoping that at your wedding, I know that was a little blemish, and like I still remember this as part of my friend's wedding, but afterwards it was a hell of a party. So I hope something positive happened. I'm sure it was a lovely time. Yeah, man, I respect your friends. Like, I hope my friends would throw.
Honestly, your friend is a real one for doing that for you. Also, kudos to your husband as well for standing up for you and not being a pushover with regards to this. Like, sometimes you hear these stories of unhinged mother-in-laws and the husband doesn't do anything, and like, I think that he deserves a reward.
What kind of reward?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
Everyone was so upset, but they're not close. I don't get it.
I don't know.
You're not the a-hole, in my opinion.
You are not the a-hole, my dear. It is decided.
You are not the father. Wait, which one are we doing? Oh, you are not the a-hole. Subscribe! Not that part yet,
It's
right?
not over yet.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Am I the a-hole for taking my mother-in-law and ex-husband to court over his family heirloom, which he refused to give me?
I already hate this.
Why do you hate it?
His family heirloom that he refused to give her.
I mean, if it was decided that, she would get it in marriage, I don't know. Like, let's find out. This account is my sister's BFF's. She's letting me use this as a throwaway. I'm 31 female, and let's call my ex-husband Tom 33 male. We met in college, got married when I was 26. Ever since I was introduced to his family, my mother-in-law has hated me. She wanted him to marry her friend's daughter. His grandpa approved of me and always came to my defense. His grandpa didn't really get along with my mother-in-law. Mother-in-law didn't like him staying at her house, and also his grandpa had diabetes, so needed to be taken care of. She apparently thought it was a burden. After our marriage, we offered for his grandpa to stay at our house, and he agreed. A few years into our marriage, Tom and I had been going through a rough time, and we were fighting a lot. Mother-in-law would fuel our fight and would visit our house uninvited and will make snarly comments about how Clara was a better match.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Ooh.
It's so uncomfortable.
Gosh.
Shut the hell up.
Stop talking. And I was useless and was with Tom for his money. Tom wouldn't take my side ever,
Really?
and he'd be quiet. He'd also get mad at me for being disrespectful to his mom when I would fight back. I don't like this.
I don't like this at all. Tom has not earned my trust, nor has his mother.
We don't like Tom. He started taking on overtime at work to avoid me and was also rude to me and his grandpa for no reason. All this time, I had been taking care of his grandpa and we had a very good relationship. His grandpa sadly passed away last year. Soon after his passing, Tom and I got divorced. Oh, let me guess. Grandpa left you the heirloom.
Oh no. Also, sorry about that. He sounds like he was a nice person.
Yeah, he does sound like a nice person. Good for you for taking care of him despite your like rocky marriage.
You're a good person.
While I was moving out, mother-in-law came by and made a comment saying something along the lines of, "Glad he came to his senses and divorced you before claiming the will that old man left for him." About 2 months after our divorce is finalized and I have already moved out, I get a call from Tom saying he wanted to meet up. I didn't really want to, but I agreed after some convincing. Well, Tom came with mother-in-law and they convinced me to meet at his lawyer's office somehow. Basically, his grandpa left me 3 jewelry sets, which are family heirlooms. Mother-in-law had no idea about the jewelry sets as grandpa and her didn't get along. If I were to sell the jewelry sets, I would get around $300,000.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And what is she going to use the lawyer to try to bully you into not
100%. Always have a lawyer with you.
Yeah, you better. I hope you brought a lawyer, bestie.
Probably.
But regardless, you don't have to say shit. You don't have to agree to shit. If that's what the will said, then you're entitled to it. Take them to court!
Better call Saul.
Now, the real tea is my mother-in-law doesn't want me to have anything, and she was trying to get me to sign off the ownership of the jewelry sets to Tom. I refused as I too was financially struggling and needed the money, so decided to get a lawyer involved in case something happens.
That's the play.
Mother-in-law, Tom, and their lawyer left the room to discuss something, and while they were gone, to be on the safer side, I took a photo of the will on my phone just in case. That's kind of stupid.
That's sneaky.
You just, yeah, but also you like left the room with the will out? Well, after they came back, we talked, and I basically refused to give them a check or the jewelry sets. I also decided to get a lawyer for myself in case something happens.
Received to give them a check? What do you mean a check?
I don't know. I guess the check or the lawyer. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, something did happen. Tell me why, when I called Tom to ask when the jewelry sets would be given to me, mother-in-law interfered and said, "What jewelry set? Why would he give you anything?" Oh no, she didn't. Oh no, she didn't.
Why do people think they're going to get away with this? Anyways, I know where this is going.
The lawyer was literally present when he told you what was in the will. I was confused as to why, and she and Tom were pretending to be oblivious about this. It turns out they either A, destroyed that part of his will, or B, are hiding it, so it looks like I never was given anything. I get my lawyer involved, and a whole show unfolded, and I'm taking them to court. Good. We move in the shadows.
Pick him in the family jewels.
His whole family has been blasting me on social media. Mother-in-law's sisters and family have been calling and messaging me saying I'm a liar and I'm trying to get something which belonged to my mother-in-law. The hearing is in 2 days. I hope you are bringing that picture, bestie. Well, now even my family's saying I'm being selfish and that I should just give up now that all the papers are gone. So am I the a-hole for taking my mother-in-law and ex-husband to court over a family heirloom? No.
No. But what I would do is I would sell it to them. I'd take it. And I would say, okay, buy it back. I wouldn't want the jewelry.
Yeah, that's, if the heirloom is so important, that's a good idea, actually.
See, the problem with me is, I wouldn't want it. But if I was struggling financially and they were clearly trying to, me and smear my name, I would take it and I would be like, okay, fine, you can have it back, but you have to buy it from me. And then make them sign a contract, a NDA or something, saying that they can't talk about you once on social media. And if they do, you could sue them.
Yeah, I mean, you can already kind of take them to court. You already are. And by the way, we have an update on that, so.
No, we don't.
We do. Update 1, hearing is tomorrow. My lawyer contacted me today to let me know that I should be prepared as the photos I took of the will can be brought up in the court as false and false/fake documents by my mother-in-law's lawyer. Oh, hell no.
See, now that's some bullshit.
No, I feel like you can prove that they're real. Not sure whether the lawyer knows about the whole will doesn't mention you thing, which my mother-in-law pulled.
They must have records, because they have printed records of the will.
That's definitely unethical if the lawyer knew about it and then also is lying about what's in the will. Yeah,
100%.
That's really, really unethical. Tom asking me to back out, I refused. He asked me to meet up, which I agreed after approval from my lawyer. My lawyer asked me to record the conversation in case Tom talks about the will or anything which can help us tomorrow. Well, Tom started to yell and call me a B word for trying to suck them dry. I mean, you didn't though. You just got what was owed to you by like legally yours. He slipped about a check which was under my name. This was not brought up before. Before I could ask any questions, Tom just said, "You won't get anything either way, so let it be," and he hurriedly left. I don't know how much the check is signed for, but my lawyer seemed happy about this. Mother-in-law messaged saying she knows about this post and called me disgraceful for dragging her name through the mud and for lying about the will.
It's all good, man.
H thinks she's going to make a post to give her side. Oh, she did give her side.
Okay.
But that doesn't really matter because she won.
She did win.
She won.
So wait, were they like allowed? They brought the photos were allowed as documents?
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay, I can't wait. Just tell me. Just tell me.
At the court, the main argument by mother-in-law's lawyer was that my current name is not my maternal name, so that will cannot be given to me.
Oh my God.
That's such a stupid thing. The will has my maternal name, but when I and Tom got married, I had changed my last name to his. After divorce, I applied to change my name back to my maternal name. It's still in process. That's stupid. I don't think that should be the main point of contention.
I know,
here.
but this is like what legal stuff is. It's
Yeah,
just like
but like
semantics and words.
Yeah, but you're going through a divorce though. Your name is like kind of flip-flopping around. That should definitely yeah. Anyways, she won, so clearly the judge didn't really find that to be a big deal. My lawyer brought about the will being destroyed/hidden, and the opposition lawyer looked shocked.
This guy should be disbarred.
Well, I mean, he didn't know about it. I don't think he knew about it. That's the thing.
He doesn't know.
He didn't know that the mother-in-law said that there was no like proof or whatever.
Yeah, but the lawyer's the one who had to read the will.
Totally, but the mother-in-law was the one that said, "I don't know what you're talking about." Lawyer didn't know about all of that.
Okay.
Mother-in-law started to cry very loudly, saying all kinds of BS, which got her a warning. We presented the copies of the will, which I took, and I made the point again that mother-in-law clearly said there's nowhere stated that you will get anything. Her lawyer said it was an attempt to persuade me to be thoughtful about mother-in-law and Tom's situation. Oh yeah, is that what it was? I don't think he knew about the conversation me and mother-in-law had about there being no will, and just made something up to make it sound convincing. Well, yeah, about the check. Tom tried to speak out of nowhere, but their lawyer said nothing, but agreed there is a check for me. The court ruled in my favor, as my name change was in process before I knew about the will, so yeah, in total, I will get about $200,000. I got some other assets from the divorce, and I also sued them for my court time and lawyer fees. Eat dirt, mother-in-law!
Eat my butthole.
Oh, chocolate.
Look, it's complicated. I can understand where the family's coming from in the first place, but to do it that way is pretty gutless.
No, that's sneaky. That's super sneaky, unethical. Like, I understand they're butthurt, but maybe they should have had a better relationship with the grandfather that they seem to feel entitled to his stuff.
But I just think that like they could have gone about it a whole different way.
Yeah.
Like if they were like, "Hey, look, this was in the will, and he gave you these things.
Yeah,
we're
like
wondering these
we'll
are
buy it
important
back
to
for
us.
you."
Like maybe we can buy them from you.
Yeah, totally.
Instead of trying to screw her.
Yeah, there was some shady stuff going on in here, stuff that's like not legal. Despite how you feel about this situation and like, you know, you can feel any type of way about someone else getting an heirloom you feel that you're entitled to. It doesn't matter. You're doing things that are illegal, and I will always side with the law and whether or not you're doing something that's like illegal. I just want to read this first comment because not the a-hole. Your ex and his weirdly obsessed mom can go suck an egg.
Go suck
You
an
have
egg.
an egg over there. You want to suck that egg?
You want to suck an egg?
You want to suck an egg? Oh.
That's a pretty good yolk.
Oh, that was good. That went almost right over my head.
I know. It's because we've been filming for a while and our brains are pretty scrambled. See, that went over her head.
Oh, that one did go over my head. I'm just trying to wrap this up.
You're honestly a shell of yourself right now.
Like you're really coming in with the fire right now. Thank you for that.
You hear what I said? You're a shell of yourself.
Yeah. You are not the a-hole, my dear. Clearly, I need a nap.
I guess you could say that money hatched right into your pocket. Subscribe! Subscribe!